Jackie the Hot Tub Lady, and welcome back to my channel. I am super excited about today's video. We are going to talk about the ICare system with the owner of Ideal Water Care.
Yeah.
So we're here today with Jim Walz. He's a super good friend of mine. I've known you for
Decades.
It has been decades. For a really long time. Jim is super knowledgeable on water care and hot tubs and everything out there in that industry. And I'm super excited to introduce him to you. But before we get to that, make sure you give me a thumbs up, ring the bell. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And just remember, I put out new content every Wednesday to help me help you become a happy hot tub owner. We'll be right back. So hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm just going to ask Jim the questions that you're all asking me, and he's going to answer us today because he is the master of all things.
Master of all things, for sure.
Master of all things, for sure. So Jim, tell me exactly what is the ICare?
The ICare is a very simple water monitor. It really goes from, it helps you understand your water better, and it allows you to go from just simply guessing to knowing your water is safe and healthy.
Okay, tell me, how does it do that?
It's got several different things that help you do that. So first of all, it's going to float in the water, whether that's in a swimming pool, a hot tub, a swim spa, and it's going to be constantly monitoring the water. It literally is testing the water every hour. So it gives you a better scope of the overall water quality versus using other forms of testing that are either bringing it into the store, using test strips, using reagents. That's really just 1 second in time, and it gives you a very small scope of how your water is doing. The ICare unit will actually look at the water 24/7. It'll analyze all of that data before it even gives you any recommendations, but ultimately it's going to give you a recommendation. And within that recommendation, it simply gives you exactly what to add, how much to add, and when to add it. It makes your life extremely easy dealing with water care.
So being someone who sells that and someone who works with people who really just kind of count on me to tell them exactly what to do to their water, that feature is absolutely awesome. And I'll put a screenshot on my phone, but you actually hit a button and it tells you exactly what you need to put in your water. And for that is super cool. The next question I get all the time is, how accurate is this?
It's actually very accurate. It's more accurate than any other form of testing because it is looking at several points within the water. And again, it's giving you an overall water quality. It makes it so easy that they use what's called a water index. Water index literally goes from blue being good, red being bad, and there's every color in between. And based on what you see on the free app, you then will know exactly what to go adjust.
Okay, so when we're talking about accuracy, and this throws everybody off, and including myself, what is ORP? What the heck does that even mean?
Yeah, so, not to get too technical, but the ORP stands for Oxidation-Reduction Potential.
Say that again.
Oxidation Reduction Potential. And
I feel like you almost need to dance to that a little bit to that.
So in the end, it's really looking at the true oxidation. When you're adding a sanitizer to the water, it's oxidizing things. So it's really the commercial way of testing for a sanitizer or lack thereof a sanitizer versus how the traditional hot tub, pool, residential consumer would look at it. They would measure based on parts per million, ppm. And when it comes to the accuracy between those two, ORP is way more accurate because it's also taking consideration the pH of the water, whereas parts per million does not. And it's pretty dramatic when you look at parts per million versus ORP. Parts per million, if you did start looking at the pH, if your pH simply went from 7.5 to 7.8, you literally would have to add over 3 times the amount of a sanitizer to be at a safe level. And ppm just doesn't tell you that. ORP does.
Okay, so what you're saying, if my pH was at a 7.4 today and my chlorine was at a 0, if at 7.4 I would have to add more, or at 7.8 I would have to add more?
So let's say that we had good water and we were at 7.5 pH and 3 parts per million of chlorine.
Okay.
Everything would be good. Okay. But if all of a sudden your pH went up to 7.8, you would have to have 10 parts per million of chlorine
For it to be an effective
to
sanitizer.
be at the same level of effectiveness. Because you've always told people that your pH affects your sanitizer and how effective it is, or how effective it is in the water. So being at 7.8 doesn't seem that high, but in the end, it kills your chlorine, it kills your bromine, it kills your salt chlorine conversion. So keeping your pH in check is important, and ORP will help you figure that out.
See,
it's
I'm
pretty
learning.
impressive.
I'm learning, and it is actually huge because if wherever your chlorine is, it's just safer. I mean, your water is safer. So I'm on a salt system, for example. Where should my ranges be on
the ORP?
The ORP.
And keep in mind, ORP is simply, it's just a different number. It's just measured in a different way. So let's say on ORP, if I was just using salt, no other additional accessories to help my salt system, then I would typically be between 650 and 750 on my ORP reading.
And that's where you'd set the gauge.
That's where you'd set. As a matter of fact, that's the default. And you can adjust it according to some other parameters if you'd like to. So that would be equivalent to, on your salt system, being at 3 parts per million.
Okay. So you guys get that? So 650 to 750 on a salt system is the equivalent of 3 part per million on chlorine.
If the pHs were
if the pH is in line.
If the pHs were equal, yeah.
So, like right now, my pH is, we just looked at mine, and my pH is super high at 8.1.
Right.
And that's why it's saying that my sanitizer is low.
Exactly.
Because it's not I just need to adjust my pH.
And if you were measuring based on ppm, it wouldn't tell you that.
Right.
So that's how, again, a commercial, when you look at large pools, commercial pools, hotels, community pools, they have to measure off of ORP.
Okay.
So it's just a better way of doing it, a more accurate way of doing it.
Okay, we're going to swing back around to that. So at the end of this video, we're going to answer the questions on where you should have your ICare set at, but we're going to ask a couple more questions in here. Another one I get a lot, and it was hard for me to swallow too, was it doesn't test alkalinity. We've always said alkalinity is the most important thing, and now we're saying it's not a problem. This guy's got it. So explain that.
Yeah, so it's not that alkalinity is not a problem. It's just that if your in the end, if your pH is correct, then alkalinity is correct. When you see your pH jump all over the place, then we know the alkalinity is off. So if the ICare device turns around and sees your pH jump all over the place, it's going to tell you to add the correct products to be able to make sure your pH is stabilized.
Right.
So it recognizes it because you're seeing the bounce, not because it's seeing the alkalinity.
Right. So, for example, again, my pH is testing very high, but reality is my alkalinity is high, and it's constantly telling me to continue to add that pH decreaser.
Yeah.
So as it's doing that, it's actually it's solving the problem for you. It's taking all the guesswork out of it.
Right. It's giving you the power to know that it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be this mad scientist. It figures it out. It analyzes it. As a matter of fact, the AI software it has, it's similar to Nest. It will actually learn your habits, and it will learn the effectiveness of the products you're adding. And no other device does this with the AI software. And so if you're purchasing good quality products, you literally are going to add less of those products. If you go buy very inexpensive products, it's going to tell you to go add more because it's not as effective in what it's doing to the water.
I mean, that makes it a no-brainer.
It'll save you money because you're no longer guessing. You're knowing exactly what to add and what to do to your water.
And it does. You guys, it does. It tells you exactly what to do. In fact, I'm putting a pool up this year, and he's going to talk me into buying another one for my pool. You'd think he'd give me one, but he won't. Anyway, so tell me why. So there's competition out there. I mean, there's other people that sell water monitoring systems. Yeah. Why should they get the ICare?
The ICare is a product that is not disposable. A lot of the others will be disposable products. Either something goes wrong and you have to replace the whole thing because it's a sealed unit. Some of them will require you to have monthly subscriptions and buy cartridges every month in, month out. With the ICare, you buy it once, and it's more of a renewable product. And it's actually designed, engineered, and built in Europe. And in Europe, they don't like having disposable things. We're more accustomed to having disposable things here. But because it was designed and built in Europe, it's it has replaceable sensors. So it's got 3 sensors, you can replace all of them. So if one goes bad, you can replace just the sensors. Whereas others, if their sensor goes bad, you got to throw it away and you got to buy a new one. It has a rechargeable battery, and the free app will turn around and tell you when it's time and how to go recharge that battery.
That's actually a really cool feature. I've had to do that, and I think I went 3, maybe 4 months before I had to charge the battery.
Yeah.
I mean,
and so on that, I get this question a lot. So when people go, well, how come sometimes some people get 3 months, some people get 4 months, some people get 6 months? The reason being is because these devices are functioning off of Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi signal strength determines how long the battery is going to be charged.
Just like your cell phone.
Just like your cell phone. You go into some remote area, now your battery's got to fight to get that signal. Your battery drains faster. So by having a lithium-ion rechargeable battery, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It just turns around and lets you know, and you simply recharge it, and it is whatever it is. And if you'd like to increase your signal strength, you can do that with Wi-Fi extenders, and now you have a stronger signal. And
that makes total sense. So another question I get is, what value does the ICare bring to hot tub owners? What is that?
So the true value of it, whether it's a hot tub, a swim spa, or a pool, it's really the same thing for all 3. And really what it does is, first of all, it's going to save you money on chemicals because you're no longer wasting, you're never adding too much, you're not adding too little. So it will save you there.
It's a big deal.
Another thing is, like, especially on hot tubs and cold weather climate, I love this feature of it. It will give you the temperature of the water. So by giving you the temperature of the water, that is a true indication if there's something wrong with the hot tub.
For sure.
So you can, and we'll cover this later, how you can set your parameters, and the tighter those parameters are, the more notifications you're going to get. So like on my hot tub, I keep my high end at 105. I keep my low end at 95.
Okay.
Well, what ended up happening is one day I went out, added my water care products, I got in my truck, got on a plane, landed, and I got a notification. I'm like, oh, that's weird, my temperature dropped. I left my cover open.
Of course you did.
Yes. But the same thing would apply if something happened with your heater, or maybe you had a dirty filter and it shut something down, a breaker tripped. You're going to see a drop in temperature.
Right.
And the ICare will turn around and give you a notification. I mean, it literally could save your hot tub.
And honestly, guys, that is total peace of mind right there. If for any other reason, when Jim first presented these to me, he presented them as that was the feature, and I thought it was a really cool feature, and I actually took it home, and then I was like, it tells you what to do for chemicals. I mean, well, why are you not selling that feature?
Right.
But yeah, it's huge, and especially those of us here that live here in the Midwest or those cold weather climates. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can add to your hot tub that are very expensive to actually do that monitoring. For the price of this, I mean, it's a third of the price.
For sure.
And it's amazing, and so it's really, really good.
So you talk about cold weather. Speaking of weather, with this device will actually tell you when bad weather's coming in.
It does do that.
And it'll remind you, go lock down your cover. Or if you have a pool on your cover, it'll say, make sure your cover is closed so you're not getting all the rainwater in there.
Right. And those things are huge. I mean, they affect everything.
They do.
And covers getting blown off. Heck, right now that's probably an $800-900 repair when that happens, and you can't get one. So then your hot tub's out of commission forever. So it's total peace of mind.
Yeah.
It's total peace of mind. So where would we're gonna do another tutorial video. Watch that. If somebody wanted to buy one, where could they get one at?
So the first place I would tell you to get it is from your local retailer. Simply because anything that you get from your local retailer, you're going to turn around and they're going to be there to support you. They answer their phone. They're there all the time.
And you're really picky on who you sell them to.
Very picky. I want somebody who takes care of their customers. And the neat thing about this device is if the consumer decides to share their information, there's a share function on the app. They can share that with either their local retailer, they can share it with their friends, their family, somebody watching their home. And what that allows them to do is remotely be able to see exactly what's going on with their pool.
I can see about 10 people's hot tubs right now.
Yeah.
I can't mess with them, but I can see them.
Yeah. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the local retailer could sit there and actually look at them, look at the colors, find out if there's any issue and text their customers.
Right, because in fact we just went through this. We were going to show a screenshot. I'm like, oh, they're all green. And I was like, I better text everybody and tell them that they need to check their stuff, and I will. I actually will do that. So that's pretty awesome. Also, if you want to buy one from me, I do sell them. Use the coupon code HotTubLady10. You'll get 10% off. The link to buy it from my store is down below. But again, I'm with Jim 100%. Buy it from your local retailer because they'll give you the support on the back end. But if you want to get it from us as well, we definitely sell it. My link will be down below. What else what's the one thing I didn't ask you that you've got an audience? What would you say?
So I look at this as giving somebody the ability to use their water more than they ever have. When you look at people that are considering getting a hot tub, swim spa, a pool, their number 2 reason they look at going, I don't know if I want to get that, is the fear of how do I take care of the water. This completely takes that, it makes it so easy, they don't have to worry about it anymore. It literally will give them not only all of the water chemistry side of it, it will tell them exactly their regular maintenance, when to clean their filters, when to clean their skimmer baskets, they don't have to think anymore. They don't have to remember. Now, what were those instructions again? Where is that owner's manual? It'll give them all those regular
and it
reminders.
does do that. And as a retailer who sells this and has these questions on a daily basis, I've sold hundreds of these, to be honest with you. And it's just how much happier everyone is. They're like, the ICare said I was supposed to do this. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And honestly, I guess the question that we get a lot is how accurate are they? Because a lot of times our report and what that is saying might not jive exactly. And they're usually pretty close. And I do tell people to go to the ICare over my report.
Right. So the ICare, when it does come to accuracy versus, again, every other way of doing it, if you're only testing the water for 1 second in time, that's a very small body of water, a very short period of time. The ICare will turn around and test multiple times. And if it gets a weird reading, then it's going to continue to test before it gives any recommendations. It's not going to give a knee-jerk reaction saying, oh, I just saw my pH drop, I need to go add some pH down or pH up.
It does keep you from being a mad scientist.
It really does. And I've had people go, well, it looks like my pH is a little off. What should I do? What does the ICare say? Well, the ICare doesn't tell me to do anything. Well, then wait for the ICare to tell you to do something. Because it's analyzing an overall body of water. Because
it's got the AI technology, and it's like, hey, I know what's going to happen to this. Yes. I know what's going to happen to it.
Yeah. Now, for the people that already have a hot tub, and why, what's the true value there? The true value there is for those people that tend not to use their hot tub anymore, or tend not to use their pool anymore. Because what I've seen happen time and time again, they have a hot tub, they have a pool, and they don't know how to take care of it, so they don't take care of it. The water turns around and gets really bad. And because it gets really bad, now when they want to go use it, they don't use it. And then they finally get to the point going, well, we never use this thing, let's just get rid of it. It'll actually cause them to want to use it, make it easy to use their hot tub, use their hot tub more, enjoy it for all the benefits that I'm sure you've spoken
I've
about.
Many benefits. Yeah. So again, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. There's going to be more videos. They're going to be linked down below, and they're going to be linked up here. Be sure to check them out. We're going to do a lot more tutorial. He did teach me how to stutter. He actually did.
Tutorials.
Tutorial. But he did. He taught me how to stutter, and now I'm really good at it, if you guys haven't picked that up yet. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up here. Make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, ring that bell, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much, and we love you here at the Hot Tub Lady, and keep making life epic.